The moment I stepped back into my childhood home, a wave of nostalgia washed over me, but it was quickly chased away by the bitter taste of resentment. The walls still held the scent of my mother's lavender air freshener, a constant reminder of the warmth I once craved but never received. Instead, I was met with ridicule, my dreams deemed laughable by those who should have supported me the most. "Why can't you just be normal?" my father had spat, the venom in his voice cutting deeper than any blade. "You're an embarrassment to this family." That was years ago, a lifetime ago, really. I had been a quantum physicist, a dreamer who dared to challenge established norms. My radical interpretation of quantum mechanics had led to public dismissal and discredit. I was supposed to be a brilliant mind, yet I was branded a fool. So I turned my back on the academic world and embraced the uncharted territory of experimental neurotechnology, a field scoffed at as philosophical pseudoscience. I remember the day I made my decision. Standing in front of my peers, I felt the weight of their judgment, the sneers and whispers echoing in my mind. I could have cowered, but instead, I felt the fire ignite within me. I would prove them wrong. I would show them that my dreams were not ridiculous. They were revolutionary. That fire fueled my relentless pursuit. I poured everything into my work, developing a groundbreaking brain-computer interface that could reshape consciousness itself. I spent sleepless nights in my lab, surrounded by wires and circuit boards, the hum of machinery my only company. I was alone, but I was driven. I knew I had something to offer the world, something that could change lives. There were nights when I doubted myself, when the echoes of my family's derision haunted me, but every setback only strengthened my resolve. I pushed through the rejection, the financial instability, the loneliness. I learned to cultivate barren lands into thriving ecosystems, using my technology to restore life where there had only been desolation. Then, one fateful day, it happened. I received the call that would change everything. My project had been funded by a major environmental organization, and I was invited to present my work at an international conference. It was my moment to shine, to show the world and my family that my dreams were not only valid but vital. Fast forward to today. I stood at the entrance of my parents' home, heart pounding. The laughter from inside was infectious, but it felt like daggers piercing through the facade of joy. They had gathered for a family reunion. Blissfully unaware of the storm brewing just outside their door. As I walked in, the room fell silent, faces turned toward me, eyes widening in disbelief. My mother's smile froze, and my father's jaw slackened. I wore a tailored suit, sleek and polished, a stark contrast to the tattered jeans and oversized sweater I used to wear when I still sought their approval. "Surprise!" I announced, forcing a smile that felt more like a mask. The silence stretched, and then, as if on cue, the murmurs began. "What are you doing here?" My sister finally broke the stillness, her tone laced with skepticism. "I'm here to show you what I've been working on," I replied, my voice steady despite the tremor in my heart. "I'm not the embarrassment you once thought I was." I pulled out my tablet, the sleek device glowing with images of the thriving ecosystems I had helped create. "This is my work," I said, my voice stronger now. "Using neurotechnology, I've been able to restore barren lands to life. I've helped communities grow food where there was once nothing. I've changed lives." They gathered around, skepticism etched on their faces, but curiosity began to flicker in their eyes as I swiped through images of lush greenery, vibrant wildlife, and smiling families. I shared stories of individuals who had once been hopeless, now thriving, thanks to the technology I had developed. With each story, I felt the walls they had built around their beliefs begin to crack. My father finally spoke, his voice softer, almost hesitant. "You've really done all this?" "Yes," I replied, my heart racing. "I took the path less traveled, and it led me here, to something that matters." The atmosphere shifted. My mother's eyes glistened with unshed tears as she took in the vibrancy of the images. "We thought you were throwing your life away," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I never understood." "Maybe you didn't want to understand," I said gently, a mix of hurt and hope in my voice. "But I'm here now, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished." In that moment, I witnessed the consequences of their past derision. The embarrassment they had thrust upon me was now mirrored in their eyes. It was a powerful, unforgettable scene, watching the weight of their judgments crumble as they faced the undeniable truth of my success. I realized then that it wasn't just about proving them wrong. It was about reclaiming my worth. I had transformed my pain into purpose, and that was a victory far greater than any accolade. As the evening unfolded, we spoke of the future, of possibilities. My family began to see me not as the foolish dreamer they had once dismissed, but as a pioneer, a force for good. In the end, we found common ground, a bridge built on understanding and respect. I had not only achieved monumental success, but had also opened a path for reconciliation. Dreams are worth pursuing, no matter how ridiculous they seem, I told them, my voice steady and filled with conviction. You taught me that through your doubt, and now I hope to inspire you to dream big as well. As I left that night, I felt lighter. I had faced the ghosts of my past and emerged victorious. My journey had transformed not only my life, but had also begun to heal the fractures within my family. Together, we stood on the precipice of a new beginning, one where dreams were celebrated, not scorned. And that, I realized, was the greatest triumph of all.